I'm at my neighbor's and I'm walking down and I see these cabinets I've been wanting to organize and have the tools and stuff in my house. And I saw this and this is so cool. And I want to see how it's got so looks like there's a backboard, right? So there's a backboard here that he measured out. It's not, so he put in a backboard, and then he put in the sideboards, and he nailed that in, and he put in this is the top railing. Obviously, you had to make sure that you miss. That's why the doors are a little bit different here.
Right.
I bet he started that side, didn't he?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, he would have, because I think what happens, I'll tell you, this was just a little bit of an error. I don't think he didn't calculate this when he started it, right?
Right. You can
So
see where
he realized, oh shoot, I didn't calculate this.
Yeah.
So he should have started a little bit. Would have been fine, because then you'd have shelving up there, which is it was the first prototype. So that's what happens when you make the first one. I'm sure it's the first one that he built. So then so you build the top one, making sure it's different, and then the sides. Oh, I have to come and get some measurements, and then look, the little magnetic strip there.
Yeah, there's probably something.
Yeah, there's some stuff in it.
Yeah.
That is so cool. On it, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the plywood.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I have Steve. You know Steve down the road around the corner? He's a carpenter. I'm going to have him work with me on this when I come back in October.
It's pretty basic.
It is very basic. It is so basic. It's really super cool.
But it works great.
It works amazing. So what?
It was just organized.
Well, what I want to do when my dad passes, okay, I'm going to use my house as a rental, okay, rent it out, but really just Airbnb, okay, but specifically for folks who are interested in helping in the community. So you'll be able to live for free at my house if you dedicate 5 hours a day to helping. Build, and basically like cutting lawns, right? Lawn care, building gardens, edible gardens, planting fruit trees, like everything dealing with kind of sustainable living, right? Solar panels. If a house wants solar panels, we will work with a licensed person to give us kind of like. We will do the labor, the work, you give us the cheapest price. We will buy the product, we'll provide the labor, you provide the inspection, the licensing, right? And you take 20% or whatever. And there's enough solar panel folks that I can negotiate that. One of them says, that sounds great. I'm doing nothing, right? But we're in the inspections, but and providing the licensing and on it, stuff like that. But I want to also do, one of the things that has always annoyed me is tool rentals. Think of it this way. How many lawnmowers do you think we have in Oak Village? Do we really need that many lawnmowers, right? Imagine, or same thing with sawmills. Like everyone has to have their own little, I've seen everyone has their, you name it. Why couldn't I have a simple app where I can say, hey, I need a lawnmower. Or I need someone to cut my grass. I need a lawnmower and someone to cut my grass and get it for like $10. For that hour or whatever, I need someone to cut it. He gets $10 or $15 to cut it, right? And we can have an app, and then basically everyone who wants to participate, we put an IF, basically what's known as an IF marker on each tool. It tracks it. You log in to get it. You know who has it, right? And when they returned it, so when they pick it up, when they have it, where it's at, you'll be able to track all of that. And we have that technology is so cheap now. So imagine because if you think of all the skills that we have in Oak Village, all the retired individuals, right, who are carpenters, who are mechanics and everything else, engineers,
whatever,
that as, we can pull together and we can start solving the problems locally. And I want my house to kind of be like the hub. And every community will have a hub house. I call it a found ups house, right? Has a hub house. So my desires, my retirement is traveling from found up house to found up house all around the world, educating, mentoring, you know, and every found-up house will have different challenges, different problems. Like a found-up house in India will have a different challenge than a found-up house in Homosassa Springs, Florida. You know, what do you plant here? What can grow here? What can't grow here? What are the challenges with insects and everything else? So the first stage of this is to really organize my house in preparation of that and getting it all ready. So I already have friends visiting from Germany. I don't remember the German guy that was here, Hans. So he was part of Found Ups, right, from Germany. So I'm already having friends that I've known quite a while come in and help. We built a whole kind of aquaponics system in the back of my house. We built that and stuff like that. So we can be able to say, people will be able to come to the house and say, oh, I want this. How much, you can build this for me, right? And we'll have a price for it, right? And we'll build it. And then the labor's free. So that's the plan. So this is important. And now you understand kind of the vision I have, the future. My dad doesn't get it. So he's like, oh, well, do whatever you're going to do with the house. And I know I'm going to have to battle I plan to actually overthrow the homeowners association here. So I'm going to be the chair. I plan to, when I move here and make this happen, I plan to have I'm going to do the classic board takeover. I'm going to basically go house to house, share the vision, and say I'm running for the board. I want your vote for the homeowners, right? And I will say, would you be interested in running? And we'll get enough people to say, okay, we're going to change the rules to allow for certain things, because we have to. This is unsustainable. Grass that we have to constantly put pesticides on and everything else. We should be able to have herbs in the front. We should be able to, you know, if you go to Japanese gardens, they've got, you know, vegetables growing, beautiful, and they, you know, I think what's it called? Oh, they turn red.
Tomato?
No, well, tomatoes. Not thinking tomatoes. I'm thinking of the other one. They grow really well here. Peppers. I think peppers are beautiful.
Yeah.
They have these orbs growing down, like these red, yellow orbs. I mean, I think they're.
You're
you know,
going to have a tough time for a while.
I know you will.
Because of the elderly population, because they don't like change.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're
like-
slowly
and like
changing.
Your dad,
They don't get it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm in no rush of it, and it's something that over the next 20 years is the plan. So it's not a rush, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm going to pull up our hedges, and I'm actually going to create a backyard. Like we have these huge hedges, like you know, like on the side of our house, and I'm going to cut off the back, so you can't look in the back. And I'm actually going to have chickens, and I'm going to have not any males. There won't be any males, but it'll be, you know, maybe whatever there's like a limit. I think 6 you can have in Citrus County, but they're going to be. I'm going to sign up for stress, so I'm going to get them as a pet, and they're going to be my medicinal. So I'm going to fight the fight and already being raised. Well, no, they're for medicinal, right? But you can't see them, you can't hear, you know, you can't hear them. I have chickens in Japan, and they're great. You put a bug light in there, and they're eating mosquitoes and bugs all night long. The difference in bugs without using any pesticides from the years that I didn't have them, the years I had them, is tremendous. So they eat the roaches, they eat everything, right? You put a attraction. You know, by having food in there, all the roaches are going in there, and the chickens are like, eating them. So constantly overnight, they're eating hundreds of roaches and all the vermin. Mice, they eat mice. They'll eat a mole. They'll eat everything. So yeah, they're little dinosaurs. So, but you wouldn't know that, you know, unless you had them and had that experience, right? And they'll come to you. You call them, they come right to you. I don't know if you ever had chickens or your grandparents had.
Sister did.
Yeah, they're amazing. Great little pets.
I didn't have anything to do with them.
All right. Well, I'm giving.
Sheep also.
Oh, she had sheep.
Yeah. Well, we did as
Yeah.
a family, but she was the farmer in the group.
Where is she now?
I really don't know.
Oh, you've lost touch with her?
We don't talk.
Oh, that's a
It's
shame.
a shame. It is a shame. I don't know.
Well, my
why.
sister and I were kind of like that until my mother just passed 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she choked and just passed. Yeah,
Oh, dear.
she was going to come down last Friday, and